person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sammetti. The YouTube guys. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. How are you all doing today? We are joined today by a very special guest. Is it pronounced Lattie or?
Yeah, dude. This is I'm gonna have to do a PSA or something like that and explain to everybody how to say my name. Yeah, Tim Lattie, Tim Lattie. I've heard lady. I've heard like Lattie, like the Scottish, like wait here Lattie. Lattie. I'm gonna say it. Tim Lattie. That's how I say it. I'll accept whatever. I'm cool. I'm cool with whatever.
All right.
As long as it's not ridiculous,
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. I think it's Lattie. Hold on.
Whatever.
All right. I had another window to keep an eye out for if YouTube tries to flag me for some reason.
Hopefully not.
Terminate my stream prematurely. Yeah, and since it has two T's, I figured it can't be lady.
No, but I've heard lady before. I've had people say that, like teachers or whatever, like all throughout life. I've had it happen. I don't know, but you know how like certain people are like crazy about their names, like they're just like, no, you're saying it wrong. I don't know, for whatever reason, very loosey goosey with it. You get close, I'm happy.
Yeah. Same here.
For effort, if you're trying.
I always thought it was funny back in school, or actually in real life to this day, how my name is Wyman, but they want to put an A between the W and the Y, so they call me Wayman, and I don't know where that A comes from.
Yeah, that might be like a Freudian thing, dude. I think I have a level of dyslexia because I'll look at something and read it completely different. Or sometimes you get those memes. You ever see those memes online and it's like, at the very end, it's like, now go back and reread it and you totally read it correct, or how, you know what I mean? It's like a trick.
Right.
Your brain is connecting the dots. It's interesting.
Well,
I mean, that's what comics is, so yeah.
Well, do you see that puzzle where you have this paragraph or a few sentences in a row and every word is scrambled except the very first letter is correct and the very last letter is correct, and your brain deciphers what that word is.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, it's weird. It's fun because you don't realize it, but you read it correctly. I don't know. It the weird tangent, but I think it's fascinating that you fill in the blanks and stuff like that. But I'll do it with like billboards. I'll read something completely different than what it says. So yeah, it's I don't know. I remember seeing one back in the day, and I was like, seafood buffet. I thought it was like French or something like that. My girlfriend at the time was like, it was seafood buffet. Like you're a lunatic, It's just I don't know. It's the brain does weird things.
Yeah, it's a trip. So I wanted to find out. Well, welcome to the show first and foremost. Good to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Good to be here.
Seeing as how this is your first time, I don't know if you're familiar, but it's customary to kind of do a deeper dive into your quote-unquote origin story.
Okay.
I'd love to get a better feel for what it was like growing up. What kinds of stuff were you into, whether it be toys, comics, cartoons, movies? And what were the major milestones in your life that led you to becoming the creator you are today?
Oh, cool, man. What should I start with, I guess?
What were you into when you were younger?
So when I was younger, I don't know. I guess I would be considered like the normal comic book kid. I mean, I still liked other stuff too. Like we played sports, we'd go to baseball camp and everything. But yeah, loved the old Adam West series. That's some of my earliest memories. Was sitting there with, dude, no joke. Sounds silly, but my mom ironing and watching Adam West and Burt Ward, like some of my earliest memories. I hadn't seen my sister. And then I remember later on my uncle being at my uncle's house, and they were talking about Star Wars. And he was like, "You never saw Star Wars?" And like I don't know, he said it in a way like it probably like mentally, effed me up. But I was just like, "Nah, I never seen it." And I think they recorded it for me on tape, and that's how that fascination started. This is the 80s, so I was born in 81, and this is the tail end. You know what I mean? Like, you might be getting some Power of the Force stuff coming out. You're probably still getting some. I remember I had a lot of Jedi figures, and then I had other figures. I still have my Bespin Luke sitting on my desk right in front of me from when I was a kid. That was my cousin's. So yeah, Star Wars, Batman was a big thing. You'd see a little bit of Super Friends and stuff like that. If you really, really look behind me, you can see an Ewok Village. The Kenner Play toys way back there, and it's got a Sectaurs puppet on top of it. So I always loved toys, always loved comics, and I could always draw at least for my age group, and that became, I guess, like an identity for me. And I was lucky also to have teachers and people around me that supported it and didn't. They were like, "Go for it, man. Like, keep drawing." So we would do all kinds of little comic books all the time. Me and my friends, we would make little comic books. Dick Tracy was another one. I love Dick Tracy, man. So I had a kid that I used to hang around with, my best friend growing up, Lyle. And he was like a year older than me. And then he had an older brother. And his older brother, he had older brother and older sister. And they were both like, they were cool in my mind. I think they were cool. You know what I mean? And I always kind of looked up to them, and I looked up to him. And I remember his brother would have comic books, and he would have like the Many Deaths of the Batman. Do you remember that run?
Sounds familiar.
Dude, it was awesome, man. It was like there were Batman. They would always find Batmans, and I don't know. The cover of the book was like Commissioner Gordon in a morgue, and there's a bunch of Batman and all the different like trays in the morgue and stuff like that. It was called the Many Deaths of the Batman, and I remember seeing that, and those are probably some of the first comics I'm seeing. And I'm just like, dude, what is, that moment, that early moment. It's just like, dude, what is this, dude? Like, this is crazy. This isn't like Adam West, like what the hell is going on here? And then I remember my mom got me the complete Frank Miller Batman. And that was another one that kind of like
really
popped me. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't know what was in it. She didn't know it was going to have like Nazi tits and stuff like that. But she got it because it was Batman, and we were at like Walden Books, and
Walden Books, yeah.
And I remember, dude, it had Batman Year One. It had a Santa Claus story where Santa Claus was the villain as like the middle tier filler, and then it had The Dark Knight Returns, dude. And I had that very, very young. And it just rocked my friggin' world. So those were some big influences. And then the 90s happened, So I'm in grammar school, and boom, you have Nightfall. Boom, you have Death of Superman. You have like, Emerald whatever for Green Lantern and stuff like that. So like all this stuff was going on, and comics was just, dude, it was such a, I know it's not the golden age, but it was such a golden age of like, dude, in the 80s, the unbelievable amount of movies that you were getting. Like, you can look at the summers and look at the just quality level films, man. The toys that we were getting. Again, Sectaurs is a garbage, I'm not going to say it's a garbage brand, but it's a lower tier. I had one Sectaurs figure, and it was just mixed in with my He-Mans, you know what I mean? But the line itself was brilliant, Brave Star was another line that was just way ahead of its time. And it was awesome to grow up in that era. Sure. And then comics it was just on a rise, it was just this thing. And then boom, Death of Superman, Image, all that stuff. It just, blew my mind. So
absolutely.
Obviously that's what those were some of the things that led me here. There was more, but
I want to take a moment to welcome Hicks Allen.
What's going on?
Too early. Too early. What? Frog G says, this is near the end of the day, X. What do you mean it's too early? It's 10:20 Eastern.
I like the morning, man. I'm just getting up. I'm like, oh, I'm going to run errands. I'm going to cut the grass today. You know, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, I've been up since like, I guess I somehow woke up around 4 or 5 a.m. and then I hopped on my phone and did social media for a couple hours. And then I went out for breakfast and ran a couple errands.
Yeah, I'm an early riser anyway, and I don't know. You can probably hear my rooster crowing in the background, so that's going to get me up regardless, whether I like it or not.
Do you have a farm?
No. I want to. I would like to. No, I live in the city. I live outside of New Orleans, but you can get away with backyard chickens and stuff like that. There's somebody down the road. There's some people down the road that have goats, and I kind of want to go talk to them. Yeah. And I kind of just want to ask them about the little goats, like Nigerian dwarfs. They kind of chased after me one day. I was going to walk on the levees. We have levees out here to block the water, but yeah, so we can get away with that. We're a nice hybrid out here of city and country, you know.
So were you going to see if you could get goat's milk, or were you going to ask them to mow your lawn, or?
No, I'm interested. I would like to do that eventually. Again, I'm all about balance. I would like to live like a computer lifestyle and do my comics and do podcasts and stuff like that. And then also like grow food and do that whole kind of thing. So I'm actually into that. I love it, man. And you learn so much from it too. You wouldn't think you do, but you do. Go start a little garden and see how easy it isn't. You will find out you will kill a lot of plants in the process.
Yeah.
And I had a baby chick showed up on my doorstep about a year ago. No joke.
What?
And I didn't have the heart, man, and I kept her. And then I decided she needed friends, so I went and got more. And that will also teach you patience. And then one of them, I was trying to get all hens, and one ended up being a rooster. And I kept him too, but I like him. He's got attitude, and I like it. He tried to come at me this morning. I don't get mad. I just I see you, you know, like I see you, buddy. I respect that. Watch the girls when I'm inside, you know.
Frog G says, dig the art style of this one. Was an easy choice to back this one.
Dude, please, I appreciate that, and tell your friends we got a hefty hole to build up from. So definitely appreciate that, Frog G.
Yeah, let's like, comment, subscribe, share the stream, share the campaign. I've been dropping it in the chat, so you can go and back it, share it on your social media, and yeah, appreciate you.
Big time.
So what kinds of thing, what would you cite as your like key moments throughout your life that took you down this road to becoming your own creator?
Well, that's twofold, I guess. One is that I think we are certain things a lot of times. You know what I mean? Like you might just have something that's in you. You might have somebody that just likes cooking, and they're just a cook, you know, like you can't stop it. They're cooking no matter what. And that was one of those things, man. I just could not stop myself from drawing. And like I said, I was blessed to have teachers that didn't knock it. I did have one teacher that used to come and he'd flick my ear when he'd see me drawing in my notebook and stuff like that. This is the 80s and 90s. You could get away with stuff like that. I remember I went home and told my parents. I was like, yeah, I'll say it. I'm not going to say his name, but I was like, yeah, Mr. So-and-so, like he flicked my ear. He saw me drawing and he popped me in the back of the head and flicked my ear. And they go, good, he should have. It was just, yeah, man, it was just like being led again. Like that era was just so unbelievable, dude. Like to see like something like McFarlane's Spider-Man or to see Spawn. I remember the first time I went into a comic book shop. So again, this is back in the day where you can go get comics at Rite Aid or Walgreens or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I would always be going in there. And I remember I'd go visit my grandma in Houston during the summers, my mamea, that's what we called her. and everything was a number one at that time. You know, everybody was dropping number ones. It would be like Warlock Chronicles with a chromium cover. And I would be like, oh, my man, I need this one. And she'd always buy me the number ones. Anytime we see a number one, she'd get me a number one. Sabretooth number one, she'd get it for me. And then I actually had a great grandma who was, dude, that was her mom. And she was the same. I remember when 0 Hour came out, we called her Graham. And I tell you what, dude, she got me 0 Hour number 4. And she went back every week and got me 0 Hour 3. Every day, every week she came to the house and they had the new issue of 0 Hour. It's almost getting me right now thinking about it. So I was I think it was the time period and just a love for those characters are archetypes that are very important to like young men, especially at that time specifically. And yeah, just had an impact on my life, had an influence on me. There's no doubt about it. So I remember reading like Tim Drake, and I wanted to be like Tim Drake, Robin, you know, in the Batman comics. I just thought he was cool. Like they had this moral code. Luke Skywalker had this code that he lived by, man. So I guess I was just influenced by good stuff, if that makes sense. I'm sure you're not here if you didn't do the same thing. You know, like it had to get you as well. Probably everybody watching. And then there weren't a lot of comic book artists around here. I remember meeting John Dell when I was young, who was the inker on JLA. Remember when they relaunched JLA with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? They had Midsummer Night's Dream, and then they launched the new series that Grant Morrison wrote, and they fought the White Aliens. He was the inker on that. This is, you know, maybe mid-90s, late 90s. He also did Lobo, if you remember that Lobo when he's like first fragging issue and it has the chromium zipper. So he was one of the only people I kind of saw that was doing it. And then there was another guy, Derek Oakwind, who became a friend of mine, and he taught a class at the local community college. And even though I was still in high school, my parents got me into that class, and that was pretty cool. Because I'd be in my school uniform. I went to Catholic school, so I would be, you know, I'd have my nice little outfit on, and I'm in this class full of ragtag comic book artists. You know, I'm the young buck in there. So that was a cool experience. That was fun.
Nice.
I don't know if that explains it, but those were some of the things. So it was a progression and a want. I wanted to do it. Like, this is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do animation. I didn't want to do fine art, I guess. I don't think my parents understood it. They probably still don't really understand it, but they I remember my dad being like, how come you don't have any sports games? You know, I was like, Nintendo. I'm like, dude, it's like Contra. I was like, I don't know how much more manly it can get. It's nothing with people like, it's nothing with buff dudes shooting guns. Like, you know.
Contra was my jam. Yeah.
Dude, Contra was friggin' unbelievable. Yeah.
Awesome. Frog G says, cracks knuckles.
Crack them, baby. Crack them. I'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Frog G.
Frog G's freaking amazing. You'll see him in all kinds of streams, always dropping the links on top of it. Totally. I can totally relate with so much of what you described, because I was very much grew up in the 80s, and I wasn't so much heavy into all the DC and Marvel at the time, because I started with heavy metal, TMNT, and I started going into, you know, I was looking at the big too, and I was looking at how they were already like issue 200 or 500, and I was looking at it going, I had some misperception that I needed to start from the beginning so that I'd be up to date on what's going on. So I really didn't spend a lot of time on those big titles. So I went to things like Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Dazzler, nice. Fathom, West Coast Avenger, Transformers, G.I. Joe. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And you're right. I have the same sentiment. The 80s were freaking amazing in entertainment, movies, cartoons, the plethora of content, the selection, every visit to Toys R Us was an adventure.
Right. And I think those people just cared. I think they just, you could just tell, dude, like there was it was very magical, man. We were lucky to have experienced a time period like that where, I mean, I can't even, especially as everything's moving digital. And I talk to my friends, I don't have kids, but I talk to my friends that have kids, and like their kids will watch other kids play with toys on like YouTube and stuff. And it's a little bizarre. Like you see that a lot with the Twitch and everything, like other people watch people play games. I hated doing that as a kid. I remember riding my bike to somebody's house and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to play the game. I was like, well, wait, if I don't have a controller, I'm leaving, I'm going to go find something else to do. I used to hate doing that as a kid, man. So yeah, it's interesting. And think about the toys that came out. I was able to grab a flag, a USS flag, not that long ago, from G.I. Joe.
Are you talking about the aircraft carrier?
Aircraft carrier, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
I was at the comic shop, dude. Great story. I was at the comic shop, and my boy had bought a collection, and I had his daughter was in high school, and she was getting her learner's permit, and I was looking to get rid of my car at the time. I had an old busted up Camry. And I traded that Camry for a flag and a Terradrome to him and his kid, dude. I had an old-ass Camry, man. And it lasted, dude. They fixed it up, and she drove it around for a long time. She wrecked it. She ended up wrecking it a year or two later. But whatever. I still got the flag and the Terradrome.
I never did get the Terradrome. I considered it, but I saved up my money, and I got the flag. And, as a kid, you're looking up at the display at Toys R Us, right? So they got the big old giant sign up there. So you're gazing up. You're trying to figure out, do I spend at the time it was like $150 or something like that,
which is dirt cheap in reality. You know what I mean, for what you're getting. I don't think it was even that much. Honestly, I think it was probably cheaper than that. Like maybe it's crazy.
120 maybe.
A bill, dude.
But it was like. I sort of convinced myself by sort of lying, thinking that, I'm going to take this home, I'm going to build it, I'm going to be able to stick this in my bathtub and have all these battles at sea.
Oh, yeah, nah.
And come to find out, obviously, there's no complete hull, so there's no way in hell it's going to float. But it was still a cool playset. It was still pretty awesome.
But it's me and my buddy Trevor, who's in the military right now in Italy, if he watches this, we sat last summer, 2 summers ago, and we built the bottom layer for it. He had all the tools, and you know what I'm talking about? How you can do an ultimate flag and put like the bottom level. They did it on Retro Blasting. They did it on Michael Mercy. I don't know what the name of his channel is. It's just Michael Mercy. Nerd Mistake. So we built the bottom level to it. And that thing is, so the flag is more of a symbol of that time period that you had I never saw one till I owned one in real life. Till I had the one that I had. It was just a thing of legend. I remember asking for it. My mom's like, "No, it's too big. You can't have that." Or you would hear like some kid down the road had a flag. It was just this mythical toy, and it just symbolizes the time that you would even come out with some. Dude, it is. You have one now. It's friggin' massive. It used to take up this whole room. I had to move it because if I had a date over or something like that, I had a friggin' giant battleship in the middle of the room. I couldn't. No, it's more like a coffee table. But I was just like, dude, I got to put it up until maybe later in life. But dude, it's just unbelievable. And the commercial kind of does it justice when you have the little kids running on it and stuff. It just symbolizes, that is the epitome of toy making, the friggin' USS flag, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Dude, you can fit like 4 friggin' Sky Strikers, like you can put so much stuff on there. It's wild. Dude, you got to build that bottom level. You got to build that bottom level, dude. It's so cool.
I don't think I've heard about the ultimate.
The ultimate flag. Yep.
So what is the key thing behind it? Completing the rest of the hole?
So you're basically just adding, right. So how it's basically, it's just that flat top, and then you have like a little bit of stuff underneath and that like one rubber band that runs. You're creating the whole bottom level. So you match it up with the railing underneath, and you just use 2x4s, and then you cut out a base for it. And I put wheels on mine, so you could technically move it around if you wanted to.
Nice.
Man, you could take a couple bridge layers and have them as like ramps to come in and stuff like that. Like it can become a pretty impressive display piece.
That's a fun vehicle, the bridge layer.
Oh, dude, the bridge layers are great. They have that little piece that breaks all the time. I've been getting into 3D printing, so I want to redo some of that stuff.
Oh, neat.
I've been making I've been printing out. Let's see if we can do this. Snow troopers. I can't get a good. The light's gonna kill it.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
so I'm restoring a. I'm trying to get a good. The light's like. Let me turn it off and see if this works better. The light's like killing it, but yeah, dude, I'm just printing out snow troopers. I'm gonna go paint them. There's this dude. He makes these. He makes sand trooper packs that you can put on top of a normal stormtrooper. So this comes off, and you can put it on there. You just got to go paint it and stuff like that.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I'm having 3D printing is the future, bro. I promise you. That is
Damn.
So I'm restoring an AT-AT. That was one of the things I wanted to go do today. Was dude, something had to be living in it because it was nasty. Okay, and I've been cleaning it. But they got some yellowing areas on the leg and the underside. So I was gonna go put it today. It looks like it's gonna be a sunny day. I'm gonna go hit it with peroxide and let it sit for a little bit. And yeah, I'm printing out like just an ass load of friggin' snow troopers. I'm just gonna populate it, put some lights in it, hook it up. I'm gonna put it right under my desk, man.
Man, yeah,
so it's still in me. I still like doing it, you know.
Sure. I mean, that's awesome. Were you like one of those kids who, you saw the Star Wars action figures, and you saw the pictures of how it's displayed that makes it look so cool, where like the Imperial shuttle, for example, and you see rows and rows of troopers just standing at attention, and it makes you wonder, man, if only I could afford to buy hundreds of stormtroopers, then I could recreate that scene. With a 3D printer,
dude,
you can do that now.
Let me pop it off real. You can hear it coming off. I got one hot off the press, dude. I got to put it together and stuff still. So there's one on the fryer as we speak. Yeah, man. So during the day, I'll just throw it on there. I'll either do stormtroopers. I have some glow in the dark ones I made.
Ooh.
So we're entering an era where you can kind of do that stuff. I have more fun doing this than I do like hunting down figures and stuff. I don't know. I'll probably build the AT-AT, put all the figures in it, restore it, and then I'll just like put it away. Like the fun is the journey getting to it, more so than like staring out. I'd probably be up for a little bit, but like the flag, the journey was getting the flag, hooking it all up. And then like, after a few months, I was just like, all right, let's go to the next thing. Which is good. That's normal, I guess. Or that's normal for me. I would like to have the troops. I don't want to pay an exorbitant amount. I never understood why Hasbro or none of them didn't just release dude, you could just send them to me in a bag, a plastic bag. Like, just let me buy 10. Yeah. And I know you have Dan Solo out there and people like that are redoing them. But those are also just really, really expensive. I think for a stormtrooper on Etsy, it might be like $30-$50.
Damn.
Dude, yeah, Stan Solo. And they do great stuff. It's gorgeous. They do awesome stuff. So I'm not gonna. The quality of it is amazing. It's a little steep to army build,
Right.
Dude, is that the one with the flag? Bruh, I hope so, because I was going to post it. That is a great episode where he does his ultimate flag. I put lights on the bottom of mine and everything, dude. I bought these cheap lights off of Amazon that would, change colors. Dude, Frog G knows.
Nice. I'm going to take a moment to...
Oh, you pressed the right button, man. You started talking about toys.
Oh hell, I love toys.
No, so do I. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll never shut up.
I was like into just about everything, including video games. So I'm also a gamer. So 80s were a very good time for gaming too, because I grew up.
It was
Starting.
These are my coffee. These are my coasters right here, dude. I got them for Christmas from my sister and brother-in-law last year.
I've seen this coasters before. Yeah, there were so many game consoles that have come and gone through my life, and it's pretty amazing. And I'm also into PC and NAT gaming. Here's the ultimate USS flag video. Nice.
Dude, it's so beautiful.
Cool.
Beautiful display.
What an amazing, now that we've got this, like you said, this kind of like an era where just about anything is possible, and there's so much customization now. Holy cow.
Well, that was one of the things. I mean, it's longer down the line for our stretch goal, much longer down, but we wanted to do a toy. That was one of the game plans too. We have a toy mocked up and everything on the Indiegogo. So that's we'll see. I think it's possible, but yeah, man, I love toys. I love action figures. I think there's just something to it. You gotta, I don't know, have it in your hand. It's not the same, you know?
Yeah.
And they display well too. Like, I have a bunch of Gundams. I've been buying those Gundam Universe. I think those are really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I'll grab one. Because they're within reach. I mean, they're just gorgeous.
Now, are these the model kits or the
No. So what happened was they kind of decided that the American audience has less interest in building the models, and so they were putting out complete figures for them.
Right.
So these you can get at like Walgreens, you can get them at Target and stuff, and they're probably like $25. But they're really quality. They're quality figures. They're not. I was pretty impressed with them, and I even printed like a 3D stand that glows in the dark. So I was just gonna have it kind of like propped up doing stuff.
Whoa!
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, them 3D printers. That is coming. Just like we're in an age. So last year with like the whole like industry changing with COVID, and the industry was going to change anyway. Okay, we're like using a model that had been there for 100 years almost. I kind of got a little bummed out. I'm like, oh man, I was like, the industry's messed up, blah, blah, blah. But then when you start looking at it, try not to stay down for long. When you start looking at it, let me turn my light back on. You just see that, like, dude, with stuff like Indiegogo, with stuff like 3D printing, you're taking the power away from these corporations that probably don't care about the content as much as they did back in the day, and you're giving it back to the creators. And they can reach out to people in a way that you could not do. Look, I've been working on this book for a while now, and I've been pitching it to companies. It wasn't going to get published by a company. It was tough. I got close. I looked up literary agents. That's a whole nother cesspool of sucking that you have to go through. And it's just kind of awesome that at least now we have a level playing field where, like, dude, you can see something you may not have been able to see before if you go on Indiegogo. You can see people making toys. There's guys making Mandalorian toys for the vintage line, Star Wars, that are just gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Look up Desert Octopus on Cults 3D. He's making his own 3 3/4 figures, and they're friggin' gorgeous. And it's just kind of like, dude, Hasbro, like, what are you doing? Like, where are you at? So I think the power's going to the fans in a lot of ways, dude, and it's pretty awesome. It's a cool time. Cool time, and even web comics. I think web comics are going to be a thing. I don't know if you know Chuck Dixon, who wrote Batman, created Bane. Him and Graham Nolan created Bane.
Right.
I'm working on a book with him on Archaven Comics. And yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. It's Chuck Dixon. You know?
Seriously.
And yeah, it's cool. So we do a free comic. I'm gonna put it in the link.
Nice.
We do a free comic, dude, that anybody can go check out. And it's, if you like my art, and I mean Chuck Dixon, you're not You can't really lose. They have it's a free book. We put it out once a week. And there it is. It's called Go Monster Go. It's about a bunch of teens in the Nevada desert in Caliente Springs, and they keep running into all kinds of like different paranormal adventures. Like they might be on a race in the first issue, and they run across a ghost car that sneaks up behind them. There's werewolves running around, aliens. So it's all kinds of like, it's just a fun pulp, good comic book. And yeah, that's done in the webcomic format, which is totally, I love it, to be honest with you. I think that might also be the future. And I sneak in a bunch of Easter eggs as well. So the latest issue, the cowboy in it, the sheriff is Sheriff Bravestar, or maybe one of his descendants if you go look at him. And if you look at his police car behind him, like, pay attention to the colors on it. It's 30-30. So I'm always throwing in like 80s references and fun. And I'm throwing in like Chuck Dixon references. I throw in references. Night Stars are all over it. They pop up. Anytime you see a marquee or a movie theater, it's usually going to be Night Stars playing on the screen. So I have a lot of fun with that one. I mean, it's cool, dude. So that's another avenue that this may be going. It's kind of got that nice. How many of y'all like wake up? And what's the first thing you're doing, dude? You pull out your phone, you're laying in bed, what's on Facebook?
That was me this morning.
That's me every morning. What's on Instagram? Yeah. What's on Facebook? But it's got you scroll. You got that nice scroll. Right. And that's what the webcomics do. You're not reading left to right like you do traditionally. Oh. It's up and down. And in doing that, there's a lot of different things you can do to play with the format. Almost like the beginning of Star Wars where it scrolls down, and then at the very end, it's like you drop down and you're on Tatooine, or you drop down and there's a Star Destroyer chasing the blockade runner. Yep. Like you can kind of play with that somewhat in the panel. So I'm always trying to do fun transitions as I go down. Check it out, dude. It's free. You have no.
Oh, sweet.
Can't lose on that one,
Oh, fantastic. Holy moly. What? So
I'm coming in hot.
Is that kind of thinking how your book wasn't biting with these companies weren't biting on your idea, your vision for this IP, and that's when you decided to go indie or crowdfunding?
Well, I used to work. My earliest job was at Ape Entertainment. And when I was over there, I was doing a book called White Picket Fences. And at that time, I was pitching Night Stars to them. And they were going to buy it and then pay me to draw it. And I just leaned against it. Like I would lose all rights. Like they would just, I'd probably sell it for like $1,000, like not a lot of money. Oh, and then I would have, you know what I mean? So I was just like, nah, I think I'm going to hold on to it. And around 2012, I was working at a bar. I was a doorman at a bar. And I got in a fight with the owners who were good friends of mine and still are to this day. But it just happens. You know what I mean? It happens with friends. And I was just like, F this, dude. I'm out of here, man. And it kind of motivated me to go do my own book. I was like, you know what? I've been sitting on this book. I haven't put it out. I'm going to go ahead and put out Night Stars. I'm going to do it. And I did a Kickstarter. And this is in 2012 going into 2013. Set it at $8,000 and got almost 10. And that's what kind of started everything. Whoa. So that was for one issue. That was the first issue.
Oh, my God.
Learned a lot in that process. In doing that, I ran into another guy who became my friend, good friend of mine now, Michael DeChesser of DeChesser Media. And he wanted to option it. So he got the option rights, which means that he controls like the video rights and stuff like that. Like if it's going to get bought up by a company or something, they would have to go through him technically. I can do whatever I want with the book forever, but he has the option on the video rights to do whatever, if he wants to make a video game, if he wants to make a movie, a TV show. And he was funding it over the years. So we would put out an issue every year. And we would go to New York Comic Con and we would launch that issue every year. So that was kind of, I would be now also taking into consideration during this time, I'm also getting my own career going and I start doing Ghostbusters. I start doing other projects. So in between those projects, I would always do a Night Stars issue. And it just came to the point where over the last couple years, it was just like, dude, we got to put all these together in a collected edition and get the story out. And so that's where we are. We've been kind of hitting at it, pounding the stone, trying to make a statue. And this is the culmination of that. So we put a lot of work into it. I feel very proud about the product and the way it looks. Even those early pages, I've been going back and recoloring them. And like yesterday, I put up some samples, and I was just like, dude, this is cool. I feel good about it. Win or lose, I feel good about it, man. And yeah, so we're offering 124-page hardcover, 125-page hardcover for $25. I mean, it's a solid deal, dude. It's basically 5 issues, full story about them in their first adventure, them going to Roswell.
Awesome. Let's see. Welcome, Tank Ferret. Hey, hello, you beautiful bastards.
Hey.
Sweet. So we have got this freaking cool looking book here. Night Stars, Volume 1, hardcover. Let's see here. The Teenage Time Travelers, Night Stars. How long would you say it took you to come up with the concept, the story? You said you've been thinking about it for quite some time.
That part was wasn't too tough. I was actually so Night Stars is a Van Gogh painting, so I based it off of a Van Gogh painting. That same girl that I told you about when I was reading that billboard earlier, we had been dating. We got in a fight, and I was at a gas station, and there were these 2 dudes selling paintings. I don't know where they got them. They were selling paintings at the back of their truck. And, I saw one in there. I was just like, dude, let me, how much? Dude, probably $10, $20 if, got it dirt cheap. And I got it for her to make up for the fight we had gotten in. And I was working, and I was laying on the couch before work, and it was hanging over the couch. And I was looking at it, and it just kind of popped in my head. I was just like, what if this happened? What if time travelers were mistaken as aliens? I don't know where it came from, but that's where the title came from, is off of that Van Gogh painting. So as you look throughout the book, there's always Van Gogh paintings hidden in the background and stuff like that. If you pay attention, there's always a hidden Van Gogh somewhere in the issue. So the idea came, and after that, it just kind of flowed, man. When you kind of get a rhythm on something, you kind of got a vibe for something. It just goes. And half the battle is doing it with anything in life.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get that spark, go, attack. So that's what happened, and it's taken me some interesting places, dude. We got to go to the United Nations. It was on the NASDAQ at one point, on the big NASDAQ billboard. So it's kind of like this little engine that could. Except I want to get it out to people. That's where I'm at. I was talking to my buddy on the phone this morning. I'm like, dude, I believe in the goddamn product. I was like, how do I let people know about it? How do I get it out there? And so that's my dilemma. That's where I'm at right now.
How did you get it on the board of the NASDAQ? Is that
so? Dude, one of those things in life where we're at New York Comic Con. He's friends with Michael Uslan. Michael Uslan is the producer of all the Batman movies. I guarantee you've seen him. Guarantee you've seen his name. Go watch anything Batman. It's going to say Michael Uslan. Did Swamp Thing back in the day. Dinosaurs. Epic comic book person. Okay, true. Teaches a class at a college about comic books. And he invited us to go to the United Nations. He was doing a speech with China, because a lot of stuff is moving over to China, and especially at the time, China built these massive studios over there, okay? These crazy, towns that would be little mini Hollywoods that you would go and do stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on in China. And he was giving a speech to a lot of people, and it was at the United Nations. And we just happened to get invited there, and we went, and, like any meatball would, we're outside taking pictures of ourselves to put on Facebook and be cool. And we run into a guy, and he's just out there too, like having his drink, eating, and spark up a conversation. And it just one thing leads to another. And we end up doing comic books for the United Nations. So we did one Night Stars comics for not the United Nations, but UNICEF, which is a section of the United Nations. You know, it's under the umbrella. If you ever in Manhattan and you're in that area, there's all those little things are right there. It's like a whole section of town in the Upper East Side. So yeah, man, it just turned into a thing. And then one morning I get a call the day before, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, we're gonna do the NASDAQ opening bell, and Night Stars is gonna be featured in it." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay." I should have gone. I should have just got a plane ticket and gone. I didn't. I watched it on TV. Dude, if you scroll down, there's a video on it.
Oh,
so
sweet.
yeah, man. So that happened. So and then over the years, you kind of get a vibe for it. So what would happen was you give them the pitch at a Comic-Con, and most people will take a chance on a $5 first issue. You know, like I would do the same thing. If it kind of appeals to me, I'd be like, I'll try it out. And people would come back the next day, and they'd be like, "Hey, can I get 2, 3, and you know, however many I had out?" And I was just like, "Okay, I think we got something here, dude. I think something's going on with this." And I just, like I said, dude, I'm taking the hammer. I just keep hitting that stone. I'm hitting the stone, and eventually, I feel like it's gonna break, and we're gonna have, you know, a beautiful thing is gonna emerge from the rubble. And yeah, so we rebranded it as Teenage Time Travelers Night Stars. We thought that would help with the title, with kind of explaining what it is, instead of me having to explain that it's based off a Van Gogh painting. Mm-hmm. Actually, there's a girl. She's not a little girl anymore. She's in college now. But there's a little girl that used to come to the comic conventions, and she loved Night Stars. And we became friends. And we were thinking about changing the name to Time Kids. And I was just like, and I was torn on it. I kind of liked it, but I was torn on it. I was like, but it's already called, like, we've already been doing so much under Night Stars. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let Corinne decide. And so I messaged her on Instagram because she was, I don't know, it affected me. You know what I mean? Like how much she was into the book. And I was just like, hey, what do you think? I was like, Time Kids or Night Stars? I was like, you're the deciding factor. And she was like, Night Stars. And she was like, you got to keep it Night Stars. And I was like, all right, I'm not changing the name then. I was like, it's on you now. It's on you now, Corinne.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You must have been so thrilled to.
Dude, beautiful girl, awesome kid. Yeah, it definitely affected me, her coming back. She bought issue 1, and then same thing. The next day she came back. She was like, you got issue 2 done yet? And I was like, I just went to bed, you know, like I've been here all day. No, I didn't draw an issue last night of the book. So every year when we had Wizard World New Orleans, I was like, I'm making sure she gets it. She don't need to buy nothing from me. You know what I mean? I just give her issues now.
Yes,
I'll take care of her.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, nah. Very, very appreciative of it.
Oh yeah. Frog G says, all right, need a hop. I'll see what I can do to help spread the word. Good luck.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Frog G. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, everybody check out Night Stars, Volume 1 hardcover. Looks like a pretty sweet book, and we need to do everything we can to get this funded, spread the word, share it all over your social media. If you haven't had a chance to back it, please consider doing so. If you can't at this time, definitely share it all over your social media. If you've already backed, thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
Definitely consider backing it again. You know, get it as a gift to your family.
No argument there. I'm all about it. Yeah.
Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady.
Absolutely. No, we're going totally Vegas with it. Yeah, man. I think I would like to keep doing it. I have a lot of ideas, and if we can make this a thing, I would like to keep doing like my own books and stuff like that, putting out fair priced, good quality Indiegogos. And there's a lot of them out there. There's great stuff out there. I think this, but I do think this holds up.
And so you said previously that you were, excuse me, you ran a campaign on Kickstarter and it did pretty decent, but it didn't quite
Yeah.
reach the goal. What happened? I'm not I'm not all that familiar with how Kickstarter works. What happens if you don't get fully funded? Does it get auto?
Nothing. I mean, you don't get it. You don't get it back. So I had set it at 8,000, and that was so the guy that owned Ape Entertainment, and then eventually later on became the editor in chief at IDW, David Hedgecock. Dude, he was a lifesaver. He gave me my first job in the industry when I was a kid, right after Hurricane Katrina. Kept me working, always gave me good advice, always helped me out. And when I was doing it, he pretty much built the campaign for me. He was giving me media to go message and stuff like that. Like, dude, whatever happens with Night Stars, he is just as responsible for its success as anybody. And yeah, man, he said I should go for 8K. He explained why. He explained the cost of printing and stuff like that. Stuff I didn't know at the time. And yeah, so we got it within a month, and probably got closer to 10. I forget what the final number was. Off of 200 people. You know, so it's not even a lot of people that can pull that off.
Wow.
You know, that's why I'm just like, dude, we're doing this, man.
So it actually did get fully funded on Kickstarter. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So does that mean also that since this is volume 1, it's the same book that was offered on Kickstarter? Fully completed?
The first issue is, yeah. So the first issue is, if you scroll down, I've been redoing the pages just because it needed a fresh coat of paint, big time. And so yeah, I'm kind of it's almost like my special edition of it. So yeah, so this is the first page coming up right here, just kind of cleaned up, redone.
Oh man, that's nice.
And I just finished the second page yesterday afternoon.
Man, I love the colors. Shit, so cool.
That was just a black page with words, and I was just like, man, let's throw the map back in there. You know what I mean? Like, just give it a little more oomph. So you're getting it's the first issue is the same as it was, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting a totally cleaned up version of the book.
Okay. Nice.
Which I think I posted on Twitter and Instagram and everything, the side-by-side of the original compared to the new, and I mean, it's no debate. So also right there, if you scroll back up, all the pages connect. That was another thing. That was like an experiment I was doing at the time, where you can see all the pages of the book, and when you put everything together, it makes that girl's image, which was something you brought up Michael Turner earlier. I had done it with a 3-page Fathom sample. And I took it to Wizard World, Texas years ago. Dude, it was probably like 2004, okay? And showed it to Michael Turner. Showed him my art for the first time. And I remember, dude, I've been wanting to tell this story. So I drive, first comic convention I ever really been to. And I was in Savannah, Georgia in school. I went to SCAD. Drove to New Orleans, picked up my buddy, slept on his love seat. I don't know how I was even able to move the next day. And then we drove to Texas the next night. We went to Arlington, Texas, which is right outside the Ranger Stadium. I was like, I'm getting a job drawing comics. And went in there, was showing my work around for the first time really in my life. Showed it to some creators. Then I showed it to Mark Silvestri and the Top Cow people. And they kind of made it clear that they wanted like a more Top Cow look. And I mean, obviously, I'm not that, especially the Top Cow back in the day. And I was a little bummed out. I was like, shit, man, I just drove all the way to do this. It's not going too well. And then I went over to Aspen. I was like, let's try it out, man. Let's go check out Aspen. This is just when Michael Turner had split and started doing Fathom. And I showed it to him, and he's looking at my artwork. I did something. It was actually a story called Where's Alfred? It was a Batman origin story. And he's looking at it, and he goes, hey, he's like, it's different. And, well, you know, you could feel it like drop. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. I felt bad, dude. I was just like, this sucks. And he goes, no. He's like, I like it. And dude, it was like a movie. He goes, give him a card. and like somebody came from behind and gave me a card, and dude, it's like starting to hit me. I'm just like, okay, and I went outside. I fucking cried for 30 minutes, dude. Like it was Michael Turner told me my art was good. I sat in the parking lot. My buddy was laughing at me, and I just cried, man, cried and cried. Because I never had like somebody was a peer. It was somebody that I had looked up to for years, like told me I had done something good, man. And it just, dude, it hit me, dude. It hit me. Never was able to work with Michael Turner. I used to call him like once a week. I used to call that number on the card to the point where they knew. They were like, hello, Tim. You know, like, all right, we don't have any work for you. I was like, all right, I'll talk to y'all next week. But dude, it just moved me, man. It was just like a cool moment. So the next year I went back and I did a Fathom 3-page, and it was 3 pages in the Webtoon thing. It was. I didn't realize this until now, but it was going down, and it was the origin of Fathom. But when you put all the pages together, it was Fathom, all 3 pages on top of one another. So it would be like Killian, it would be like her going into the water, it'd be like all that stuff going on, but they would stack, and then it would be a big Fathom image. And that's where I kind of got the idea from. I remember showing it to people in the hotel and stuff like that, and they were like, dude, what is this? Like, this is crazy. So when it came down to doing Night Stars, I was like, dude, I'm going to try and do that again and see if I can make one big image out of the picture. If you look at her eye, right in the top left or middle, kind of in the middle, that's page 19. And I was like, if I can get past this, that was one of the first pages I did too. Cause I was like, all right, if I can get past page 19, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. And so that was a journey over a few year period to complete that. So I made the first image, and it's subtle, but you can see it. I mean, you might see something that's like a random, or you might be like, man, why is that? What a weird angle. And that's what it is. Or why is this in the foreground? So it was kind of a fun experiment to kind of, how do you make this work? So that's the game plan. I want to do that with all my creator-owned series.
Damn.
It's just do like a new image. So yeah, so there's another aspect of Night Stars.
That is killer. I love it.
Page 19, dude. That was the big boy. I was like, all right. So if you look at it, now you'll know. If you look at it, you'll be able to tell, like, that's the eye. Like, oh, man, okay, I see what he's doing here.
Man, that takes a lot of planning. Whoa. And creativity to work in the lines and the inks so that, and the colors, so that it becomes a piece of a larger puzzle. Dang.
Yeah, the colors are a little bit more of it's more the lines and the inks, but it's a headache. You know what I mean? I guess you got to be crazy to do it. You got to be crazy to attempt it. I was listening to an Arnold Schwarzenegger motivational video. I like to wake up and try to like go with something like that in the morning. And that's what he was talking about. He was like, I sent it to my buddy. I clipped it off the TV. He was like, go big or go home. You know, don't never think small. I was like, yeah, let's do it, dude. So I always kind of have that attitude, man. Like, let's go for it.
That's the way to do it. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Man, that is impressive. It makes me want to do something like that too. I don't know if it's to that scale, but
try it with a couple pictures, or try it with one picture. It's again, you just, it's more, I look at it more as like a math problem or a problem solving kind of thing. That's what So that's what comics is anyway. You're getting a script. Chuck Dixon's going to send you something, and it's going to say this guy does this guy does this guy does this, and then you problem solve what is the best way to present this to the reader. And I think that's why I'm enjoying the webcomic format as well so much, because it's not, comics is just square. I mean, you can break it up a little bit. You can break a panel here and there, you know, like you can break the fourth wall, so to speak. But doing that, connecting the pages, or doing the webcomic, it just, it makes you, it stretches those muscles. You know what I mean? It stretches that, it makes you think, it makes you try something different, and it's fun. That's fun. So, yeah, I love doing both. Now I'm like, I want to, so if you can scroll down a little bit more, I want to have stuff moving now. That's my new thing. Like how that GIF is. Like turn it, I was like, not like a motion comic. I think there's a thin line between comic book and animation. You know, a few years ago they had done the Watchmen motion comic. I mean, dude, at that point you might as well just make it a cartoon, you know, because they were having the characters move, and I think their lips were even moving and stuff like that. But can you use GIFs as an accent? You know what I mean? Like maybe just flashing lights, or maybe a police car pulls up and you got red, blue, like just a simple GIF going on, animation. And you can do that with webcomics. So that's something else I'm thinking about now too. I'm just like, dude, that would be fun. That would be cool.
It helps make your campaign pop.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You can see the holograms glowing, and you've got that action and that motion in the background. And with her in the foreground, it makes her pop.
Right. It just adds something now, but I didn't draw any. It's not animation, right? You know what I mean? Like, again, you're walking up to the ledge, but not jumping. You're not going all animation. So it was problem solving. So basically I took that back layer is just one image over and over, and I just got it looping, you know? Like, I was just like, how do I make this look like it's moving in space? And then I just threw some speed lines. As I dissect it, it kind of loses the magic, you know? I'm giving you, it's like the Prestige. It's like the magician telling you the trick. But that's what it is. That's what's going on. So again, it's problem solving. So yeah, when I was doing that with Night Stars, and I plan on doing it again, you know, take a deep breath and, all right, we're going to try this again. We're going to do it again. Yeah, it's just like, how do you make this work? You got an idea. How do you make it work now? And it's fun, dude. That's innovation. That's what humans, that's what we're here to do, you know?
Yeah. And then you got wait a minute.
Yeah. So again, we just talked about it. I'm a child of the 80s, dude. So I wanted that dinosaurs, that Silverhawks, you know, at the end of every intro, they would have that thump, you know, and then the light glare would hit it. So I was like, dude, I want to do that with Night Stars. I want this to have that. It's modern. It's current. We're offering emojis for Discord. So it's not Boomerville, but it's still got that throwback 80s vibe. You know what I mean? Like, if you look, one of the sticker packs is a Mario 3 parody. I don't know if you saw that. I did a cool Mario 3 one. Let's see if I can find it. I'll put it in here. Yeah, so it's let's see. I'm trying to find it real quick because it is fun. It's worth seeing.
For a minute, as I was seeing this reflection go by, I thought that it was moving in sync with the placement of my mouse cursor. So I had to do double.
Oh, yeah. But it's making you think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we're still there? All right. I'm trying to get you this Mario 3 thing real quick.
Yep.
Because it is fun. I'm not used to Twitter. All right. Okay, here we go. Now this is how you do it. But I like throwing in all that stuff from like when we were kids, you know. All right, let me get this sucker in the chat. All right, there you go. I don't know if you can play that, dude, but it's got audio and it's pretty fun. So I'm just trying to think of like fun things to do. My buddy was giving me hell the other day. He was just like, dude, who's your demographic? I was like, oh no, did we freeze? Okay, we're back.
Let's see here. Are you talking about the rising curtain?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a sec. Let's see if I can get the right one here. Remove that. And
I'm very happy. I'm a little too happy with it. But this was another problem-solving thing. So I woke up the other morning. Dude, this was this week, I think. And I was just like, I want to do, what if I did like a Mario thing or blah, blah, blah. And then I was early in the morning. I'm sitting here and I'm like, how do I make this work? Just using Photoshop. And I was able to kind of figure it out.
Let's see. Oh, actually.
But yeah, my buddy was giving me, he was like, what is your demographic? I was just like, dude, I think I'm just doing what I want to see. I like Goonies. I like Monster Squad was another big one. I loved Monster Squad growing up. That was just good Lord. So there's actually the first scene, one of the first scenes in the book is a play on Monster Squad. It's almost a direct scene from that movie, just with my characters. Love it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
So that's another one of those, like, how do you do it, you know? And it was just kind of like, you can set it where it's just like it grows up and then this pops in at this point, you know, so you're learning it. And it's just fun, man. Fun to do. Dude, I watched that thing so many times.
Yeah.
I even have the Mario music playing and stuff like that. Like I looped it off of YouTube. And I did one of those YouTube to MP3 or MP4.
Antarctic Yeti 3. And then it says Lattie Entertainment System. And then you got the coins at the bottom at the very end.
Oh, you got to do it, man.
Night Stars sign up today as opposed to insert coin or
right. I think I'm going to throw it in the Indiegogo because I really like it. I need to put it in there. I'm going to do that today. Maybe put it at the very end or something like that. I don't know.
Cool. That's funny. Let's go back to find the Night Stars. Let's guess this trailer here.
Yeah. Good buddy of mine, Steven, did that. Steven Rosagna. Talented.
Oh, Vimeo.
I got a letter from 13-year-old Ryan from Belfast. Now, Ryan, if you're out in the crowd tonight, here's the answer to your question. No. As far as I know, an alien spacecraft did not crash in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. And Ryan, if the United States Air Force did recover alien bodies, they didn't tell me about it either. And I want to know.
We were abducted from our everyday lives. Now we are lost in time and space, hoping to find a way to change the future by battling our way through the past.
Oh, that's sweet. Very cool.
So, yeah, it's a jumping off point for a much larger story, but that's basically it, dude. It's 3 kids that are taken aboard a flying saucer. The saucer kind of morphs around them Venom style and puts them in these suits that make them look like aliens, like little green men. But the saucer's a time machine, so it takes them back in time where they crash land in Roswell in 1947. So they're the Roswell aliens.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's their journey throughout time, kind of dealing with history's mysteries. They knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky. That's the next story. One of them falls in love with Anne Frank. They get a Yeti as a pet. That happens in this book. And they fight all kinds of mythological creatures and entities along the way. Kind of all those unexplained things that went on, they're kind of in the background behind them. You know what I mean? The Amelia Earhart story is going to be fun. And you may appreciate this. I'm basing it off of a Muppet Babies episode. So there was a really cool Muppet Babies episode. I swear, dude. Me and my sister, good God, man, did we watch Muppet Babies growing up, dude. Loved that show. And it was all about imagination. So when we were talking about things that influenced you, that has to be right there in there. Every episode, it was always your imagination, your imagination, your imagination. But Kermit used to do this Indiana Jones thing every few episodes. And even in the intro to the show, they do the Indiana Jones where he's getting chased by the boulder. Yeah. And there was a cool episode where they do, I think the power went out or something like that, and they do a radio play episode where they kind of do a pulp, Little Orphan Annie kind of thing. And that's going to be what I'm doing with the Amelia Earhart one, dude. It's going to start off when this one ends. They come out of the sky, they knock her airplane down on an island, and it's going to go from there. There's going to be giant spiders, volcanoes, natives that are chasing them. It's going to be fun. So that's the other thing about this series that's cool, is that this one is a little more sci-fi time travel-y, where they go back in time to Roswell. The next one's going to be a little more pulp and a little more like a floppy adventure story you might pick up for a nickel back in the 30s or something like that. So it's a genre jumper. You can go anywhere. You can kind of tell any kind of story you want. If you want to do a medieval story, if you want to do whatever, there's no limit. You're not stuck in Gotham. You're not stuck in Metropolis or something.
Yeah, that's the benefit of a time travel type of title.
Absolutely.
So they're probably behind all those crop circles, eh?
Crop circles are in it. If you
it's
what I originally called it. So when we watched the video, they had those floating things that are around them, like their computer tech. That's all crop circles. So I would go and look up crop circles, and I would take the designs and throw those in.
Oh,
I called it like crop circle tech. Like anything pops up, I'm looking at the designs and stuff like that on them and reusing it. I thought that would be fun.
That's clever.
There's actually a great scene in the UNICEF issue. Thank you.
Welcome, Max Works. Nice trailer.
I appreciate it. Steven Razan, you killed it, my buddy.
Hello to everybody. It's like Tag and Bing from the Dark Horse Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
Lots of stuff in the background as well. Great stories.
Yeah, dude, Lucas confirmed Tag and Bink. They were canon at one point. So yeah, it's kind of Tag or remember Peabody and what's his name? Sherman and Peabody from Bullwinkle. They would always go back in time, and they would they would do something, and Caesar would do this, or Napoleon would do this. So they're behind it. It's kind of got like a weird Da Vinci Code kind of, affecting history as we go on, but yet has like a Saturday morning feel. Like it's fun. It's for kids, but not too kiddie.
I enjoyed Sherman and Peabody, and in terms of
it was clever.
Imagination and stuff. There was this one cartoon. I forget the name of it, but it was this little kid with a piece of chalk, and he could use it to draw anything to escape out of situations and stuff.
Love it.
Solve problems.
Love it. Yeah. It was his Green Lantern ring kind of.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Welcome, BM Trailers. Hi there, dear people. How's it going?
How are you doing?
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Never watched Bull?
I would watch Bullwinkle. Who would come on? I don't know. My parents just sat me in front of the TV, dude, so I watched it all, dude. I was like a sponge. I'm just friggin' sucking all this stuff down. So, yeah, I watched all of it. God almighty.
I was much like that. I tended to... there were ones you like more than others, but I did tend to absorb a little of everything.
But I wasn't gonna dude, if it was a cartoon, I'm probably watching it.
Right.
This is also based off of. There was another cartoon that inspired me. Nobody really remembers it. It was called Mysterious Cities of Gold, and it used to come on Nickelodeon on Sunday afternoons, and it was all about this kid who was in Spain. He was an altar boy for a priest in Spain, but he had some kind of necklace that his dad had found, and they come to America, and he meets like a little Indian girl and another like Aztec boy, and it was just this crazy, dude, it was friggin' rolling. But they ended up getting like a ship, and they traveled around. So it's a loosely resemblance to that. Mysterious Cities of Gold. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Great show, man.
I don't quite remember.
So something like that is just lost in time. Beautiful, brilliant show.
I mean,
I'm not doing it justice.
It seems vaguely familiar, but I don't quite remember it. It must have fallen off my radar. I'm fine, just uploading my second Batman trailer style. Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Interesting story. Yeah, so, excuse me. So, you mentioned this is like a souped up version of the Kickstarter campaign.
Absolutely, yeah.
Redone colors and stuff. So would it be accurate to say that you've significantly improved on your skills in terms of inks and colors?
Yeah, slightly. Yeah. Very significantly. Absolutely. When I first did it, so that first Indiegogo or that first Kickstarter, this is 2012, 2013. And a buddy of mine commissioned me to do a book for him, and he asked me to color it as well. And in the 90s, when you're coming up, everything was compartmentalized. So you had an inker, you had a penciler, you had a writer, you had a colorist, a letterer, and you didn't have to do everything. So growing up, I was just like, I don't need to learn how to color. I'm a penciler, like I don't need to know any of this stuff.
Right.
Cut forward to 2012, and you do need to learn some of this. So that was the first time I really colored anything. Was this book? It was called Primates. From there, when we got into the Indiegogo or the Kickstarter, I was just like, dude, I think I can color it. I think I can go for it. And I did. It was competent. It was serviceable, but it was not very good. And now, as I'm going back and redoing the pages, I'm just like, hey, yesterday when I was done, I was really, it was a very satisfying feeling, because the pencils and inks actually held up pretty well. Oh, you like me, dude. I'm just like slamming water. The pencils and inks held up pretty well, very well. And the colors it's night and day, man. It's night and day. So you are getting, if you're one of the 200 people that got it 7-8 years ago, you are getting a new book. And you're also getting a complete story. So it's not just going to end abruptly like the original did. And it's a hardcover, and it's 120 pages, and you get a Yeti story. So there's that bonus Yeti story that comes in at the end that introduces him, because I want to get him involved. I'm also a big Creepshow fan. You remember the Creepshow episode, the movies. Well, they had that awesome Creepshow. Again, I don't know what my parents were doing. They would just sit me in front of the friggin' TV, and I'm watching Creepshow at like 9 years old, and this dude is feeding his wife to the Tasmanian devil under the staircase. But that is what the Yeti is kind of based on. So it's going to be kind of it's not going to be that graphic. Adrienne Barbeau's not going to be cussing up a storm and shitting on her husband. But it is a play on that mythos about finding like a monster under the staircase in a box. And that's where the whole Antarctic Yeti. Because if you remember the Tasmanian devil thing, it said like Arctic expedition on the box. So that's kind of like the play on it right there. So it's going to be a little nod to Creepshow in that fifth intro to Night Stars, the fifth episode.
Nice. Max Work says Nickelodeon wasn't available here until in the 2005s.
Where are you at?
I don't remember where Max Works is.
1959.
Just saw
yeah,
that.
We got it pretty often.
Just saw that Bullwinkle was from 59 to 63, but it never aired here, I guess. I used to watch it all the time, but I was originally, I'm originally from California, and they just seem to have all kinds of cartoons on TV at the time. There was the after-school cartoons, and then there would be the Sunday morning cartoons.
Right.
I would try.
There was a different thing. I think it was a government thing that you had to have. There's something about it, but it had to do with advertising. And so they had to have cartoons on for whatever reason on like Saturday morning specifically. Right. And that's when advertisers got involved, and that's what got it going. And then eventually something happened where you couldn't advertise to kids. That's it, dude. Cartoons are gone. And when that goes, I mean, I think that affects the toy industry. Everything kind of trickled down from there. And you have people like us who were able to experience it. There's a Nas song, Nas the rapper, 90s rapper, not this new guy. And it's called Carry On Tradition. And he's talking about rappers. He was like, when you rise up and you take your position, carry on tradition. That's how I look at comic books, man. I just want to carry on tradition. We were given all kinds of awesome stuff. We were given amazing things. I would love to see that be given back to the next generation and not not some of the stuff that goes on now. So I think you're going to be able to do that with webcomics and 3D printing. I think you're going to be able to do that with Indiegogos and stuff. I hope. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Dude, how fun would it be if you were a kid and you're just printing out stormtroopers left and right? Like almost like a creepy crawler machine or something like that, Like you're just having fun printing out toys.
Hey, man. When I was a kid, I was thrilled to get, believe it or not, an easy bake oven because it means I can make my own treats.
Yeah, dude, look, trust me. I played with plenty of my sister's toys, okay? Yeah. So her dollhouses quickly became Wayne Manor very fast, like it would always. I remember she had this McDonald's thing. What a toy for people to get, but it was like a life-size, dude, it's freaking huge. And it was a McDonald's drive-through. And she would always want to play the McDonald's drive-through, and she wouldn't. What a great gift to give a girl. But I would always try to like hold it up. I would take like a Nerf gun. It would always turn into like a disaster. I would always turn it into like an 80s movie, Anytime she tried to play like nice girl stuff, it would always turn into like a tragedy with me.
You mean you couldn't just pick up your order, pay for it, and leave?
No, I took the food, but there was going to be a bank holdup in the process. I took the money too. I took everything. I took that McDonald's everything it's worth.
Oh, man.
Yeah. My grandpa built her a dollhouse, and that was Wayne Manor for a long time.
Dang. That's pretty funny.
Until 92. When 92 came out,
did it turn into something else besides Wayne Manor?
Well, yeah, in 92 Kenner came out with the thing for Batman Returns, and it was Wayne Manor, and it opened up. And so you had Wayne Manor, you had like the door where you could drive the Batmobile through, and then you had the Batcave, and it had the cool thing where you could put the Bruce Wayne figure in there and turn it, and he would be Batman. But before that, you had the Toy Biz one, and it was just a Batcave by itself. So we had like a little play, like a play table, little baby table we used to play on, and I would put her dollhouse on top, and then the Wayne Manor would be underneath the Batcave, and I'd watch the friggin' Adam West movies, and I'd sit and watch all that stuff.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it justice. BM Trailer says, I'm actually enjoying your live podcast while editing. Really gives me positive vibes of in-depth real-life scenarios.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. And I'm not, I guess that's a guy laughing.
Yeah, it looks like a guy laughing, I
think. Max Works says, very good with the monster under the staircase.
Yeah, but he's a good monster. He's a nice monster.
A nice monster. I remember my Flintstone times, so much happening. I used to watch the Flintstones too.
I love Flintstones. I had a crush on Teenage Pebbles, man. She was hot. So when those came along, that's actually an inspiration for Go Monster Go. Because Chuck Dixon wanted it to have like little baby nostrils in the beginning, and I couldn't wrap my mind around it. And then I started going back and looking at the Teenage Pebbles and Bam Bam. And so one of the girls in there, I kind of loosely, Teenage Pebbles is my inspiration, man. So I love that. And I used to like the kid versions too. They had a kid version of Scooby-Doo that was fun. Not Scooby-Doo, Flintstones.
Nice.
And they had a Scooby-Doo one too that was great.
Well, I enjoyed Scooby-Doo.
Oh, German, nice, man.
Yeah, you don't remember my horrible German accent? I am offended. Well, we got to have you on live stream more often.
I have a friend out in Germany, and I talked. She liked one of my Night Stars posts the other day. I met her down here. I like her a lot. I'm always telling her to come to the States and make babies, dude. She's a beautiful girl, man. Barbara.
Oh, nice.
She's a scientist out there, really smart.
BM Trailer says, "Hey, Batman Forever."
Batman Forever was cool.
Later came Space Tune, Times of Typical Ben 10's Ghostbusters, and of course Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Ben 10. Obviously watched Ghostbusters. That was a big dude. Those were that first season of Ghostbusters was amazing, man. Because J. Michael Straczynski was writing a lot of those episodes. So you had stuff like Citizen Ghost. You had Sam Hain and When Halloween Was Forever. You had some amazing, amazing stories. And that's what I want to do with Night Stars as well, is that, so what happened was the original series of Ghostbusters, J. Michael Straczynski, a Babylon 5 writer, and Rising Stars, he did that comic years ago. Dude, it was not kiddie stuff. Like, it was hardcore. Dude, the Boogeyman episode is some of the scariest things. I still run into kids that talk about the friggin' Boogeyman episode of Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters. But then something happened, and then for season 2 and then into season 3, the corporations come in and the people come in and they just start changing everything and they dumb it all down. And they kind of ruin the show. But man, that first season of Real Ghostbusters is rolling. And the same thing happened when you get to Extreme Ghostbusters. It's pretty intense. That was an intense show, man.
I never followed the Ghostbusters cartoons. I watched a few episodes, but it didn't really grab me because I didn't like the animation style.
Okay.
So I had a hard time like adapting to it. You might say.
I remember just loving the movie as a kid.
I love the movie. Oh yeah, the movie.
And so when the cartoon show came out, I was just, I'm just hook, line, and sinker. I still have my proton pack, the trap, all that stuff. It's all a bunch of that stuff's behind me. We went to this thing. It was putt golf, dude. We went on a birthday party, and they gave everybody stickers, and it's a frog, and it has my name on it, like very, very small, like the graphics of the day. It's a big old frog, and I don't know if they did it with a typewriter. I don't know what it was, but that sticker's still on the back of my proton pack, dude. It's
man,
such a cool memory. I should go grab it. I think it's in the other room. But
that's pretty cool.
Putt golf, dude.
Oh man, I love putt golf.
Yeah, dude, it was a cool one.
I actually went recently and took some video and photos and shared on Twitter.
Nice.
It was part of my Father's Day weekend celebration.
Awesome.
So yeah, I have a blast with putt.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it is. BM Trailer says, which movie, in your opinion, which is coming out in 2022, 2023, is the best so far by the trailer and expectations?
Is it for both of us or what? Or me? That's tough. I don't know about 2023. I guess if I had the gun to my head, I'm being a homer a little bit, but I am curious about Ghostbusters. I'm just curious how they're going to handle it and if it's going to be good or not. Look, dude, I'm going to be honest. I'm a tough critic. I'm a very, very tough critic with things. So if it doesn't hold up to the original, whatever. They had that trailer that came out with the mini puffs, and I remember I put it on, and I was just like, this is the part where it's still like cutesy, and they're like, he's watching them, and I'm like, dude, what is this? I was like, what is this, a commercial for marshmallows? I was like, this is friggin' dumb. And then they started like burning themselves and killing each other, and I was like, all right. It kind of becomes one of those things. Like I've been burned so many times, I've been hurt, so I'm hesitant. I want it to be good, but I'm not letting my hopes get up. But the original trailer moved me. I thought the original trailer was good, and that. Now I do think the mini puffs are going to become Baby Yoda. You're going to see them everywhere. There's going to be memes. You're going to no doubt. But Baby Yoda was cool. Like, I got a little Baby Yoda too. We all got one, man. It was not the character. People just go overboard sometimes.
Right.
So I'm curious. We'll see. Don't let me down. I know some of them people. Don't let me down, man. I've been to Ghost Corps. But I think it's gonna be good, man. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm a big fan of the Ghostbusters movies, although I didn't care that much for Vigo. and the
Okay.
storyline. But I still enjoy it as entertainment. I only saw the first trailer or the teaser. I did not see I heard about, but really didn't see the trailer with the marshmallows.
Okay.
Or maybe I did see a little short clip. I don't know if it was a full trailer or not.
I thought it was a commercial. No, it's quick. It's pretty fast.
Okay,
20 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe.
Caught that in Twitter then. Yeah, so I enjoyed what I did see. Of course, the music,
That's how they get you, right?
Kind of pulls you in with the nostalgia. And then I started hearing, soon after it was released, people commenting that it looks like Stranger Things. So I've never watched Stranger Things. So
Neither have I. So we're the only two.
So I really don't know what to make of that or how to handle that. But that one I'm kind of curious about. The other one, I'm kind of a fan of Ryan Reynolds because I think he's got a big sense of humor, good sense of humor, and I love how he interacts with merchandising. Well, not so much merchandising, but promotion and advertising campaigns. I think it's very clever. So I'm kind of interested in New Guy because that appeals to my gamer side.
Okay, I don't know. I've never even seen that. All right.
Yeah, so I guess he's, I guess in a sense it may be along the lines of along the vein of a Truman Show. Do you remember that? With
no, I've never seen it. I know a lot about it. It's probably closer to real life than we'd like to admit.
Yeah,
yeah. Like
Truman Show is a good movie if you get a chance to watch it.
Okay.
Jim Carrey, but I guess he's a video game character, and they basically go through the motions, and I guess you're effectively controlled by people in the end.
Interesting.
Maybe it's closer to Wreck-It Ralph.
I like Wreck-It Ralph. I remember I really liked Wreck-It Ralph. That was a cool movie. I never saw the second one.
As I understand, he's, whenever you get killed, you have a 1-up, or you gain a 1-up, or just as with Mario Brothers and such, you get another guy, or you start a new game and you start.
Oh, that sounds really good.
So I think that's the idea behind it. And then somehow there's a glitch in the system, and he comes to a realization that of what's really happening, what's going on.
Oh man, crazy! That might be a truth drop, dude. Yeah, that's cool.
It might be a mix between Wreck-It Ralph and
Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah,
that sounds awesome. Oh, that beats that. No, that sounds great.
BM Trailer says, I agree. It begins well, but ends up kind of mashup. Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah. The one guy, Scott Wolf, is from Stranger Things, and the 4 kids wore Ghostbusters outfit for that one season that happened around Halloween, season 2, I think. Yeah, as I understand it, the most I know about Stranger Things is it's a very popular series, and they do a lot of nods or Easter eggs to like the 80s. So there's a lot of cross merchandising.
Everybody told me I should watch Stranger Things because of Night Stars. They were like, "Oh man, you'll love it. It's like Night Stars." And I'm like, I was like, now I'm not going to watch it, So I never did. Millie Bobby Brown even grabbed some Night Stars books.
Really?
No joke.
Oh man. What a trip. Did she read it first before she decided?
I don't know. I don't know if she did or not, man. She walked by the table and she goes, "Oh, these are awesome." And we didn't make her pay for it. We're like, take them. Hold up, I got a video of it.
So did you immediately recognize her, or did someone have?
No, I wouldn't know her from Eve. I wouldn't know her from Adam. No, the girls. So my buddy Michael, his daughters were there.
All right.
And they started going, "Oh, fuck, Bobby Brown, Billy Brown, Bobby Brown," and I'm just like, "Oh, it must be like some cute kid at school they like or something like that."
Yeah.
And I had no clue, dude. I had no idea what was going on. I was just sitting there. So, and then she came up and grabbed some books. She thought it was cool and grabbed some. So, here you go.
That's sweet.
Here's the video to prove it. I put it in the chat.
Oh, I thought you were going to do a share.
No, I don't even know. I don't know. I was trying to do that last night. I don't know how to do it, or I can't do the web browser. Yeah, man. I'm sure it's good. Everybody, I'm weird. When everybody says, like, when there's too much talk about something, I just stop.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna go the other way, dude. I was watching Sherlock Holmes. So that was like her handler. You can see my friend's daughter smiling, like eyeing her up off in the corner, and she's a sweetheart. Yeah.
And is this Millie, the brunette?
Yeah, that's Millie Bobby Brown. So you got to imagine, I mean, somebody's throwing the camera on at the tail end,
Right. Who's the handler? This guy here?
No, it seemed like it was that guy. It seemed like that tall guy in the front to the left. Like he seemed like he was the handler.
Okay.
Like he was the one that kind of like, she said she likes the books, and then he takes them and holds them. You know what I mean? Like she's not carrying it around. Very Hollywood. The other dude was there too. The sheriff is with her. That guy on the show, whoever that is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if those are her parents. I don't know who the hell those people are.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, sweet.
Again, I'm sitting there just zoned out. Not paying any attention. See, he gives them to her at the end. Watch. Millie Bobby Brown likes Night Stars, boys. You need to grab a copy too, man. We need to.
There you go. That's sweet.
We need to post. I'm actually going to clip that and put that on social media later.
Oh man, that's a good idea. What a trip! That is so cool.
Yeah, seems like a sweet kid.
It looks like she was flanked by a total of 5 people.
I mean, yeah, and this is early on. That was early Stranger Things. So, I mean, people didn't. Now, I doubt she could even walk the floor, at some New York Comic-Con.
Get mobbed and everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, okay.
Max Word says, first season isn't it's enough.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, last night, or 2 nights ago, I found a Sherlock Holmes from like the 1930s, like 1938, 39.
Really?
And I was watching an episode of that. The casting was amazing. The people that they cast for the character, Sherlock Holmes was awesome. And that's what dude, it was just the story was good. It was way better than I ever imagined it was going to be. I was like, what? I'm sitting there eating dinner. I'm just like, dude, this is friggin' awesome, man. So I'm a weird case where I'll watch old stuff before I'll watch new stuff a lot of times. There's so much out there, and there's so much that we've, I guess, just forgotten about. I mean, this is something that was just kind of lost in time. God, it was so good, dude.
Yeah, a lot of the early Sherlock Holmes stuff was nice. It was good stuff. Well done.
It was called the case of the perfect husband. So 1954. It wasn't that late.
Wow.
In case BM trailer, if you want to watch something old school, I'll put it in the chat for you. It was really good, dude. It was really, really good.
Sweet. Yeah, because I mean that's the reason why I am such a proponent of physical media. So this is the Sherlock Holmes episode?
Yeah, it's a Sherlock Holmes episode. And the villain is so effing good. He's so friggin' creepy. I feel like today, with a lot of times, I don't want pretty people in this dude. I don't, man. Like, it takes away a level of like reality. Like it takes something away, man. And I think when they look a little more normal, and not like models, it's easier for me to fall into the escapism.
Yeah, and, that's a fact.
And you see that a lot more. Probably 2000 on, late 90s on, it started getting into that like models. So it was just cool, dude. The casting is just, again, the woman in the show is the female is beautiful. Like nobody's really hideous or anything like that, but they just feel like good. You could tell they were good actors as well. Like they weren't picked for their roles because they're just, because they were hot or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, dude, it was just dude, the villain is awesome, and Holmes is just a gangster, man. I was just I'm texting my buddy, I'm like, Sherlock Holmes is a friggin' gangster, dude. I was like, this guy's awesome. He was just good. He was better than Robert Downey, and I like those movies, like I didn't dislike those movies. I love Jude Law, as that's a gorgeous, good looking, handsome man. But he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. Like that's somebody I like. But yeah, dude, they killed it.
Nice.
I'm gonna end up promoting the 1954 Sherlock Holmes more than my own Indiegogo. I'm just like, dude, you gotta watch it, guys. Like, forget Night Stars.
Sherlock Holmes now on YouTube.
yeah, Sherlock Holmes, it's back, bro. But yeah, it was, dude, put it on late at night. You know what I mean? Like light a candle, like get the whole vibe going, bro. Enjoy it. It's black and white. It's cool, dude.
Yeah, that's why I always felt that those that are closer to realistic tend to be have a more creepy effect. Dramas and suspense thrillers. If everyone's like perfect looking and have perfect teeth and they're all gorgeous, then there's a certain level of realism that's lost.
Yeah, it just, again, this is all about escapism.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where, now this might not be as much of a popular opinion, I don't really care for CG that much. Dude, you could have, I look back, one of my favorite movies, Gone with the Wind, and one of the best scenes in the movie is Scarlett O'Hara, the love of my life, Vivian Leigh, in front of a, it's just like a painting. You know what I mean, dude? Like, as God is my witness, that whole scene, it's just a gorgeous painting behind her. That's not real life. Another great scene from another beautiful movie, The Outsiders, with the Karate Kid and C. Thomas Howell. Dude, there's some scenes in that are just painted backgrounds, and they just, man, it has this vibe about it. Like when he does the whole like stay gold like soliloquy, dude, that's just a painted background. They're just on a set somewhere, and it's just, God, it's beautiful, man.
Oh yeah.
So give me Technicolor. Give me. There's something about. There's just, you get to like I love Michael Bay. I think Michael Bay is awesome, but like you can overdo the CG, and it just becomes noise. I'm just looking at noise.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, it kind of throws me back to the whole Star Wars on VHS versus Star Wars Remastered Edition.
I got the VHS literally right up here for one last time, available for the last time. I got them right there next to that Bespin Luke.
Yeah. I used to own the VHS.
Hold up, I'm about to do it, dude. I'm about to turn it for y'all. Bespin Luke, and there it is, and then that 1970s little like toy car. I took it from my cousin.
Oh my gosh, cool. Let's see. BM Trailer says, thanks for the suggestion. I also enjoy Ryan as the Deadpool and Free Guy. Yep, we'll definitely make Free Guy in style of Batman trailer. The there's a current movie that's out in theaters with Ryan Reynolds. It's let's see, my bodyguard's girlfriend or something like that.
Okay.
So I saw that. I went to catch it in the theater, and I found it pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. It's got a lot of profanity, but it's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Indeed, Stranger Things is so phenomenal. Max Works says, "Oh, cool! That Harbor was with her. He sadly played that awful Hellboy." Peter Cushing, I assume, was Holmes. The These movies are just amazing, and so many are well remastered. They're just gems on the TV.
Max Work, my German friend. I got some German blood, bruh. No, Peter Cushing was not Sherlock Holmes in it, but Peter Cushing is friggin' GOAT. Peter Cushing is the man. If I'm not turning the camera again, but I got it over here too. I got my Peter Cushing Tarkin figure. I love, you give me anything Peter Cushing, I'm in. And that was another, dude, now we're also talking about just the character of the person. Christopher Lee said that Peter Cushing was the best man that he had ever met in his life. All the dude did, he just loved his wife, and he filmed. Dude, he could have been a bigger star than he was. You know what I mean? Like, Peter Cushing, I don't know how much better of an actor you can get. But he was just content making his Hammer movies. He lived in a little village or a little house not far away from the studio. And he had toys. He collected, they never had children, but he had like little war figurines and stuff like that. He would sit and paint them, and he would just do his Hammer films throughout the year. He would feed stray cats, take kids to the movie theater. You know, he would find kids in the neighborhood, just take them to the theater and stuff like that. Nah, man, just beautiful man. Peter Cushing is somebody I really, really look up to. And I love all the old Hammer films. I love Amicus, love Hammer. Yeah, dude. No, so he's not, unfortunately, this guy does a great job, and it's a very worthy performance. But yeah, Peter Cushing, dude. Unbelievable.
BM Trailer says, thank you. Of course, I'm going to watch it out.
It's, again, turn the lights down, enjoy a black and white TV show, you know? I hope when you put it on, it's raining, you know what I mean? Like, I hope
for more ambiance.
Yeah, I want you to get the whole full effect.
Max Work says, I wonder when the murderers and rapists get represented and played and played themselves, since you have to be what you want to play nowadays. It's idiotic. I know.
I think I understand that, but yeah. I mean,
yeah, they're all.
Not everybody can be friggin' what's his name? There's a guy that ended up dating his daughter or whatever years ago.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm talking about? Whatever his name was. I can't even think of it. But yeah.
But yeah, it's like if you're casting
Woody Allen.
Right? Oh, right. Yeah, Sun Yi. Yeah, that's right. Their adopted daughter. Yeah, if you want to cast someone to play a gay person, then it's supposed to be a gay person in real life. But they don't make that same requirement for straight people. They allow gay people to play straight people, so that's kind of bizarre.
Yeah,
they're
again
hypocrite.
like kind of almost the theme, dude. You gotta, where the playing field is getting evened out and all this kind of stuff. You're not going to have to deal with it as much anymore, I don't think, moving forward. That's my hope. Like I said, with 3D printing, you're not going to have to deal with that kind of nonsense coming out of some of these companies and stuff. Dude, there was an awesome movie on so when I did Night Stars back in the day for the Kickstarter, there was another Kickstarter at the time for Kung Fury. And it was a movie. Kung Fury, dude, it's free on YouTube. The dude made so much money promoting for that Kickstarter that he hired David Hasselhoff to write the song for it and stuff like that. It's the most fun 30 minutes you'll have all day. And it's on free on YouTube. And so that's what I've been saying too to my buddy. I'm like, dude, we're doing comics now. So we're making comics and stuff like that. You're getting other products that you're able to bypass these gate holders. You're able to bypass these people and get your own products out there. Yeah. 3D printing, you're able to just make your own designs. I can download it for $2-3 from somebody and print stormtroopers all friggin' day to my heart's content. Movies, I think it's coming next, man. I think that's right there around the corner. I'm telling you, dude, Kung Fury was so good. And dude, it was all blue screen. It was all like, dude, please watch it.
I gotta
Please.
check that out. Oh man,
It's so much fun, dude. So he's like an 80s fucking karate cop, and he and he goes back in time to like, I don't, dude, it's wonky. The guy uses the power glove to like travel through time and stuff like that. It's awesome. Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
But borderline, you know, funded it himself. So I think this is support the real, you know?
Hell yeah. Sherlock got a YouTube? Damn, that's the space in travel.
Dude.
Millie Bobby Brown was portraying Enola Holmes with Cavill being Holmes last year or this year on Netflix or somewhere, just to circle back to her. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Was agreeing with Lattie until he said he thinks Bay is awesome.
Wait, dude, look, listen, hear me out, dude, because we're off to a good start, Max Work. I felt the same way as you did. I was just like, dude, fucking Michael Bay or whatever, but my buddy brought it up to me, and it's so true, dude. He says some, like, dare I say, based stuff. Michael Bay is friggin', I'm telling you, dude, he's awesome. And I'm gonna make it my mission now to like turn y'all around. But dude, he said something. Somebody was like giving him hell about movies or something like that. I don't want to butcher the quote. Fuck, my bad for cursing.
No worries, you're on the only channel.
Y'all got me in my natural habitat now.
While you're checking that out, I'm gonna catch up on chat. Cushing was great. Building models. There you said it.
Yep.
Kung Fury is the best. Crowdfunding is the next thing. Movies are already made that way. Yep.
Yeah, I guess technically, right.
And now everybody who can be on Indiegogo can now make comics, which is awesome since getting into the company's back then was really the hardest. Yep. That's one of the things I'm really excited about. You keep looking for that. I'm going to peruse your campaign.
Yeah, it's basically there's a longer quote, but it's a little more vicious. But the one that they got up there, I think they edited it. But it's just like, I make movies for teenage boys. What a crime. But like, he just knows what he's doing. Dude, Michael Bay, I'm telling you, go look him up. He knows what he's doing. And he just does like cool. I don't know. I feel like Michael Bay is actually one of the good guys. I think he's a cool dude. And I've always said this. The Transformers movies are shitty. I'm stop. The Transformer movies are bad Transformers movies.
Right.
But they're good. Like, dude, if it was not called Transformers, they'd be awesome.
Right,
you know
yeah.
I mean? Like,
yeah,
you gotta, like, dude, that last one with the dude from ER or whatever that show was, McDreamy, dude, that was an awesome alien invasion movie. It's just not what I want out of a Transformers movie. I never watched the Ninja Turtles stuff. I have no interest in that. I'm not interested. But you know, he's big time.
His Ninja Turtles one was okay. It was better than I expected.
This is not what I want. You know what I mean?
I'm still kind of on the fence on the design of the turtles.
I'm off the fence. I'm not interested.
But
give me Jim Henson all day.
I gotta say, I thought the fight scenes with Shredder were pretty badass.
But that's what he's good at. Like that. That's Michael Bay. You know. I don't know why, but I was like, I was saying something about James Cameron the other day or somebody like that, and then my buddy was just like, "Nah, dude, go look at this." And I was just kind of one of those things of like, "Hey, dude's awesome. Dude's done some amazing stuff. Like, give him credit. Give him credit." So you can see I did like a Spider-Man 300 sticker. The Nintendo sticker. You can get a T-shirt. You get the emojis for the Zoomers. I'll use Zoomers on Discord and Twitch. You can have fun with those. Cool shirt.
Wait, so
yeah.
That's some emojis. So what is that? A digital file or something?
Yeah, so that's just like the lowest tier, but you get that with pretty much everything you get out of it. So it'd just be a 16 emoji pack you can use.
Huh.
Just like that weird face your boy sent us a little while ago. We couldn't figure out what it was. You know, you could use a Yeti about to throw up next time I talk about Michael Bay. Stuff like that.
That's funny. No, I think he is not the best. Bay and the crew left the turtle actors in their mocap suits in New York alone without money to get home, just so they could get the damn vehicles back in time, so they don't have to pay more for the rent.
Dude, that's just making me like him more.
Oh man!
Like I want Michael Bay to be like a piece of garbage, dude. Like that's his character. Like I want him to be like Mr. Hollywood. Like that's funny to me. Like that's hilarious.
Oh.
Sometimes it's fun to root for the bad guy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's fun to root for like the bully. That's a messed up story, but you know.
Yeah, it is messed up.
Look, we can all agree he's no Peter Cushing. But
true.
He's probably not. He's not feeding stray cats and dogs. So this is the figure stretch goal. Got to get to the 10K first. We got to get the book funded. But that's the game plan. If we can get this out there, if we can share it with people, if you can tell your friends, anybody that's at the $50 tier or more, you would get a free toy if we become very successful. And that would be a situation of we don't make money if we get to that point. Because if you know anything about making toys, it's expensive. The tooling process is very expensive. Where they take like the metal, they make these metal blocks that are molds, and that's what they pump the plastic into. And that is where your money is spent on making a toy. So back in the day, that's why He-Man, all the figures had the same body. And then it would be a different head, or you'd just have like a little whatever, a flipper or something on Skeletor's arm. Right. But it was basically the same toy over and over again. And that's what it was because of the tooling. Or another example is the Batmans over the years. That's why you have 1 million Batman figures with just, hey, it's Arctic camo Batman. Hey, it's deep sea dive Batman. That's what it was, because you're just reusing the molds and doing different paint job.
Yeah, that always annoyed me about those action figures.
And then you never saw them in real life, you know? Like, it was like, dude, what the hell?
I always get.
I'm just opening up this door, let a little air in.
Okay. Yeah.
I was trying to keep my cat out. He was being very he was very, very emotional this morning. He wanted to be pet a lot.
I would always get annoyed when I'd see them on the shelves and go, "This doesn't belong. This isn't canon."
Yeah, no, it certainly wasn't canon. No.
It's like,
dude,
what?
I got so many effing Batmans. And I like them, dude, because they would be cool. Like, you might be on a vacation, your mom wants to shut you up, so like, you know, you get deep sea dive Batman. You can play with it in the hotel pool or something. But yeah, I never understood why they never showed up in the books. That always annoyed me. I was just like, dude, let's make an adventure, dude. Even Batman the Animated Series, let's at least like, I don't know, like throw it in one part of an episode, you know, like maybe he's fighting Mr. Freeze and he has to use this outfit or whatever the case may be.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, let's see, Michael Bay Transformers Rise and Fall Journey.
Dude, I love it, dude. He's the Flash Thompson of Hollywood, bro. I love it. No, he might be eating them, dude. Who knows what the hell he's doing? He might be eating more than that. But he's one of those guys. I'm just like, I'm rolling with this one, dude. He's funny to me.
Yeah.
He did like a K-Swiss commercial or something that was hilarious. I don't remember what it was. It was funny.
Let's check out the tiers real quick. Let's see. So you got the custom emoji set.
So 16 emojis, that'll be fun. Different characters from the story. You come in with the sticker pack, so 3 parody stickers, which everybody should enjoy. That's the kind of stuff I like. And then you got your first, you know, the obvious tier. This is going to be the actual hardcover, 125 pages. Also stickers, also emojis, $25.
Is this trade paperback or is it hardcover?
No, hardcover.
Wow. Is there any special finish on it? Like,
it's going to be very much so. I did Plants vs. Zombies back in the day, so it'll be very much like a Plants vs. Zombies book. So it'll be, I mean, obviously it's going to be thicker. I think this is probably going to be like 3 issues right here.
All right.
So it'll be a little bit thicker than that, but it'll be the same kind of style.
Wow.
So it'll be more like a storybook. And I've been comparing it, so it's a little bit smaller than a normal comic, but not that much. Something you'd fit in your school bag. Here's a classic Johnny Quest from back in the day. Killer Johnny Quest cover. So yeah, it'll be like that.
Huh, all right.
Just mixing it up. That's another thing about the industry.
Yeah.
Nothing changes ever.
Then we got the out of time bundle.
Yeah, there's always going to be 80s references everywhere. So yeah, out of time, like from Back to the Future. So, and also Dan Schoening and Louis Delgado, they did a variant cover for it. So there's a variant from the Ghostbuster artists. Man, they've been doing Ghostbusters forever, and they're so talented. They do Back to the Future, they do Transformers, they do G.I. Joe now. So they were gracious enough to do the variant. Variant, again, a hardcover for that as well.
Nice. So
and out of time bundle, you get the stickers, you get the emoji, you get the hardcover copy of the book, and you get the Antarctic Yeti T-shirt, modeled by my friend Kiki right there.
All right, so you don't get Kiki with the bundle.
No. She's way more expensive.
Then we got an out of time bundle variant. Okay,
right, so that's going to be.
You can see it here.
So cover A and cover B, basically the same package, just different cover.
Cool. Double time.
So this would be both copies of the book, that both variant covers, the stickers and the emojis.
Nice. Wow, this is sweet. The historic collection.
So we're up in the game now. So now it's going to be the same as the last one, but now you're going to get a T-shirt as well. So both covers of the book. Stickers, 3 stickers, 16 emojis, and a T-shirt, a Yeti T-shirt.
My golly. Then we got head sketched here.
So this is, again, we're just adding on. So everything again, books, T-shirts, stickers, emojis, but now I will do a custom head sketch of any character you want inside the book. Specifically, whether you want something from Night Stars or not in Night Stars. Your call.
So you specifically are setting it up so the inside cover is
yeah, there's going to be a blank area, and I'll just draw on that. And so this one is a little bit more. So now we're doing same as last time, where you can still get the head sketch inside the book, a nice little picture, but now you also can get a custom commission as well. So that would be on 11x17 Bristol board. This is like a normal commission that I would do for anybody that's getting a commission. And that's any character you want, or any character you want and a Night Stars character. So if you want Spider-Man with Night Stars, you can get that. If you want, I don't know, Catwoman with the Yeti, you can get that. Like, you can mix and match. So you see what I'm saying? Like, any character you want, or you can toss in a Night Stars character.
Sweet. Wow.
And then the big boy.
You the one. You the one.
Yeah, whoever that is, wherever you at, we need you. That is, you get everything before. You're going to get your custom commission. You're going to get 2 copies of the books. You're going to get the stickers, the T-shirt, the head sketch, and you get the actual original cover. All yours. So that's the bigger tier. And there's only one.
There can be only one.
There can be. Yeah, it's the Highlander tier for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to fight the Kurgan to get it.
This is a freaking cool campaign. I'm loving the products. I'm loving the book. The art is awesome, and I'm looking forward to your success. So, did you basically go the route on Indiegogo where you set it for 60 days? 60 days of funding?
Yeah, that's what we did. There was a lot of stuff that I learned after the fact. My buddy was saying that you could like split it up or something. I'm kind of like, dude, let's just go for it. Like I said in the beginning, I really believe in this project. I think if people get eyes on it, I think they're going to love it. I love it. I enjoy doing it. I think that's it. I think that's always been it. Is just letting people know that it's there. So, yeah, I just did it for the 60 days, and we're just going for it.
Now, when you hit funding, are you going in demand?
Absolutely. No doubt.
Let's see here. BM Trailer says, I'm definitely making Transformers Batman trailer for you guys.
I want to see it.
Really?
Just bang it up, man. Like, dude, don't hold back on the CG and the explosions, you know?
Yeah. Michael Bay it. Hopefully this week. So classic comic book. I love it. Wow, you made all that comic book illustration?
Yeah. Dude, I wrote, lettered, colored, everything.
Now,
Everything. Graphic design, all of it.
Now, was it one? Did you do everything because you wanted to, or because you felt a need to, and you know it's your baby, and you don't want it kind of tainted by other people, if you will, or you were just reluctant to hire others to do certain aspects of the book?
I want it to be me, and I have trouble letting go. I'm not good at that, and letting other people do stuff. So I'm just, does that make sense? You know, it's one of those things I'm like, no, I want the lettering to look like this. No, I want it to look like this. I want the colors to be like this. And I just think it works. Those first 2 pages, you could see them in the trailer. Like, they were done by an amazing colorist. And so I was even a little intimidated to redo them because I'm like, dude, these are awesome as they are. But I was like, you know what, dude? I want it to be consistent. I want it to be my vision. And yeah, man, I'm just really happy how they came out, dude.
I am too. I just absolutely love it. I think it looks great.
Oh, dude, and if you look over his head, scroll up a little bit if you don't mind. I always try to throw in constellations. I'm big on constellations and stuff like that. So above his head is Corona Borealis. So I'm throwing in Easter eggs that you will never notice. You know what I mean? I'm throwing in stuff all the time.
Astrological Easter eggs.
You better. I'm always doing stuff with that. Stars.
Hey, welcome,
yo.
Good to have you. Yo.
How you doing, brother?
Goals.
I like that emoji.
Yeah. I may consider to like Bay a bit if I can do an alternate cover for the next campaign.
For Bay, I'm open to it. For Bay, I might do it.
Oh man, Lattie is the very same like me with letting go and having other people work on my stuff. Yeah, I'm the same way too.
It's a tough one, and
I'm here too, subscribing to your lovely YouTube. Thank you so much.
It's a tough one. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got to do it. But it's with this one, I'm not. With this one, I would love to. I would like to just look when an author writes a book. He's just doing. It's just him, you know. Like if somebody sits down back in the day with a typewriter and smokes their cigar. So I'm looking at it like that. This is my book. I wrote it. I created it. It's going to be. You're getting 100%. Besides my very, very talented, and she's going to be dangerous in her own right when she gets her wings. She helps me with the colors. She's my flatter, but she's very talented and she's getting good. That's the only other person working on the book.
Wait, who is?
I have a girl, Sydney, and she does the flats. So I send it to her and she flats it. And sometimes I joke. Sometimes I use her colors. Sometimes I don't. But I tell her she's my Ahsoka. She's the Ahsoka to my Anakin. And it's unfortunate that one day she's going to have to try to kill me when I go evil. But
I was going to say, damn.
No, but she's very talented, man. She's good. And I was telling her the other day, I was like, you're going to be doing this soon. You're going to be doing it. She's young.
Sweet.
Oh but otherwise it's all me. It's only me working on the book.
Pretty awesome. I mean, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, get back into practice, and at least I consider myself still rusty, but I've been sitting on a couple IPs for over 20 years that I really need to get out.
Dude, a lot of people have given me shit. My buddy called me up the day I came out, and he was just like, dude, this is not the time of year to launch it. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm tired of hearing all that kind of stuff, man. Yeah. And in life, dude, you don't know how long you have. You don't know how long you're here. dude, if you're, I've been that person over the years. This project itself is something I kind of, because you're putting yourself out there, and you're putting yourself out there to fail. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to do that, dude. Are people going to like this? Are people going to support it? Are people going to back it? And you got to roll those. You got to take that chance, man. The Arnold Schwarzenegger motivational video I was telling you about earlier, that's what he's saying in the video. He's like, don't be afraid to fail. Yeah. He was like, dude, you got to do it. So if you got an IP, or any of y'all, whoever ends up ever listening to this, dude, just do it.
Yeah.
Your stuff is better than the person that didn't put out anything. Exactly. Your book is better than the person that didn't do a book.
That's true. So, to say it with the word of an actor from a Bay movie, just do it.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, Michael Bay knows what he's talking about, man. Dude, I hope Michael Bay does the Night Stars movie. And it's just CG in your face, man. I hope people are having seizures in the audience.
Jeez.
So yeah, man, I love it, dude. No, Bay all day. I'm a Bayaholic.
Bayaholic. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to. I
gotta go cut the grass.
I did mean to ask. So, your fixed goal is 10,000. That's kind of.
That's what everybody says. Just say it.
It's kind of high for what I'm used to in terms of crowdfunding.
Right.
But there's reasons behind everything. Is it still mostly to cover shipping and to cover costs for international shipping in particular? Are there other
three-quarters of that is going to printing the book, so we have to do a certain number when we get it printed. So,
all right.
We're printing X amount of copies. So 3/4 gone. That's book. When you start adding in shipping and everything else and stuff like that, dude, I just remember from the first time around, those prices go up quick. You're going to be making runs to Walmart, grabbing packaging and stuff to mail it in, and tape, postal, whatever. It's just going to cost money. So yeah, a good bit of that is just the book and just getting the product made. Yeah. After that, now again, it's 125-page hardcover, so it's not like a single issue of a book.
Yeah,
and sure. I think the pricing of it is very, very fair. So if somebody was like, "Hey, dude, $25 for a stickers and a hardcover, a big old chunky hardcover book," I think that's very fair. T-shirt, $25. When you really kind of do the math in your head, it's fair prices, man. Even when you get to the commissions and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people told me a lot of stuff about the goal and how we should do it lower. I don't know. I mean,
it's kind of hard to say. It really is like a case-by-case basis. And it really depends on your particular scenario. But yeah, I mean, like you said, I have to agree, your prices are very reasonable. And they're at least in line with what a lot of comparable campaigns are. In fact, the very point that you're not only is it hardcover, but it's also 120 something pages, that would often on some campaigns go for a higher price. So this is a spectacular deal, in my opinion.
I appreciate that. So it sounds bigger than it is. 200 people at $50 were there. You know what I mean? 350 people at 25 or something like that. There's all kinds of variations. That's not, I just don't, dude, Shia LaBeouf, dude, I'm all, dude, Mutt Williams forever, man. Best Indiana Jones. No, I think it's achievable. And the more, I've been on a couple shows and a couple people have told me stuff already about that 10K goal. I don't know, dude. That just lights a fire under me. I'm just like, okay, cool. Then now we're definitely going to do it. Like, I believe in the product. I'm not trying to, I don't know. I'm not a car salesman. You know what I mean, dude? Like, I'm not trying to sell you some beater and it's going to break down halfway down the street as soon as you leave the lot. Like, it's that's a good story. It's quality. I've seen the reviews in real life over the last few years. I know what I'm selling here. What this is.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely do you have the time in your schedule to hit up a lot of the channels and promote the book? Like,
if anybody's willing to talk to me, I'm down to talk to them. This was a weird one because it ended up. This was fun. You know what I mean? You start talking toys, I'm done. And then everybody in the chat's been like super fun. No, if you know of anybody, or if you're looking for a guest, I'm all in, man. Hopefully I'm easy to talk to. Hopefully it was fun.
Oh hell yeah! I mean,
I just want to get the word out. Like I said, I think the problem with Night Stars is nobody knows about Night Stars. I don't think anybody knows who I am. You know what I mean? I've kind of been in the background, like doing my work over the years, and I'm not dude, I can't wait to get outside with the chickens in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm chomping at the bit to go pressure wash and go pick up poo out of the coop. Like I can't wait to go play with them. So I just get caught up in my own life, just kind of drawing all day, and I don't do enough promoting. And yeah, so anybody that's willing to listen, I'd love to talk and tell you about the story, tell you about Night Stars.
Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna drop a link for you because on some potentials you might want to reach out to.
Okay.
And I know there are a lot more than what you see here, but it's an idea, a place to start. But you definitely want to get on more channels, get more exposure, because this is a freaking cool looking book, and you really we gotta get this thing funded. Max Worth says, sorry, gotta go, dinner time. Have a great time. Good fortune with your campaign. We'll give you a follow on Twitter later. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna mess with you on Twitter later on tonight, Max Work. So go have fun. Add me.
All right. I really have to get going because I got to start my second job.
Yeah, go to work, dude.
So everybody, if you can't back this right now at this time, or maybe you're just waiting for your next paycheck, please consider sharing this all over your social media. Max Worth says, well, at least you have 401 followers.
I never post on Twitter, dude. I'm surprised. I was at 300 something the other day, so I'm moving up. So that's great.
Yeah. And if you've already backed, thank you so much for your support. Please consider backing again. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. Daniel says, cheers. Cough, cough.
Elbow cough, my boy. Yeah. I love that emoji. I see it all the time. I don't know what the hell it means, but absolutely. I'm gonna make one of the Night Stars emojis.
All right. So I am going to give you the floor. Would you share with the world how you can be found on social media?
It's very simple. So you can either go to lattieinc.com, LATTIE, like it says there, INK, like the pen.com. That you can go find free comic books that I'm doing with Chuck Dixon. You can get a link to this campaign, or on social media, it's team, like basketball team, Lattie. Same word again. Everything team Lattie everywhere.
Awesome.
I'm on it all. I'm on Twitter. I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm on VK in Russia. Like I'm doing all of them now.
Sweet. And for anyone interested, you can always find my social media and my stream descriptions. Like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications, mark all notifications, so hopefully you don't miss a single video or stream. And thanks to everyone who joined us today. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay, and a very special thanks to our honored guest, Tim Lattie. Thanks for joining us. Y'all have a great day.
Final guest is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sametti. The YouTube translation. How you doing? Welcome to the show.